He's coached some of the biggest names in football and managed at top clubs in Portugal, England and Russia. At the age of 38, he's already won 6 trophies. Not bad for someone that never played the game at a professional level.
It wasn't easy for young people to get coaching opportunities when they hadn't been players. Nowadays, those chances are easy to come by because it's been happening more frequently. It happened to Jose Mourinho, it happened to me, and there are other coaches out there that were never players. I was fortunate enough to start at the bottom within FC Porto's youth system. It was an opportunity that arose from what I was able to learn from Sir Bobby Robson. And it allowed me to work my way up through the ranks within the club.
After a successful role as head coach at Académica, Villas-Boas returned to his hometown club.
I think there are always moments that mark a manager's career. They're the first trophy won at a club, the first league title for a club, and the first European title. If you take into account that FC Porto is my childhood team, then winning the Portuguese league title with them is certainly the high point of my career.
After securing 4 trophies in his first season, Villas-Boas was once again headhunted by a club he'd previously worked for under Jose Mourinho.
We started very well. We changed a football philosophy that had been in place at the club for 7 or 8 years. A philosophy that was defensive and completely different to how we had them playing. We tried to make changes. Whilst there was belief in those changes, we got the results. Once the results didn't come, that belief changed and we suffered. We were never a team that performed consistently. We were a very unpredictable side in terms of behaviour and in terms of results, and we suffered. I think that it was an important challenge for me to experience. Normally, a manager will learn more from a negative period than a positive one, because that leads to self-evaluation and reflection from which you can draw conclusions. And at that time, it was important for me to have experienced the Premier League and experienced Chelsea to become a better coach.
Seeing his potential, fellow London club Tottenham Hotspur offered the Portuguese coach another shot at English football.
It was a time of highs and lows. Obviously, it wasn't a spell where I won titles that I could be proud of. But there are a few things to reflect on. During that time, Tottenham managed to record their highest number of points. A historical moment for the club. And maybe if that had happened at a different time, like this season, we might have even been champions. The last season that I spent at Tottenham was the one that was totally unpredictable. We had more points and more victories to our name than the previous year, where we had beaten that record number of points and we had invested in the team. Unfortunately, the chairman and the board had stopped believing in the coach and decided to change him, and that was a shame.
Keen to prove himself once more, Villas-Boas quickly put English football behind him, finding a new home in St. Petersburg.
I was at a stage in my career where I was looking for a different challenge, but one that still allowed me to manage in European competitions. That was when Zenit approached me. It was March 2014, and it was a project that interested me. They already had players I was familiar with, but somehow it was obvious that Zenit's name meant it would be a very different experience. We managed to win a title that the club wanted because history was made. Their 5th title meant that a star was added to Zenit's badge. It also put Zenit on the path to more trophies with the Super Cup. And hopefully, we can add the League Cup and another championship.
And Villas-Boas is already thinking about his next challenge after announcing that he'll leave Zenit at the end of the season.
I've always dreamed about experiencing other cultures, so I'd like to manage in Japan and in Brazil. It all depends what's happening at the time, what would be good for my career. or how I feel when I'm faced with the opportunities that may come my way. But if I'm being sensible, I'll take a year off.